And even my mom had kind of like said like, oh, she cut all your hair off. And I was like, for the first time, like when I took my hair out of those braids, literally, I felt not that cute. Hello everyone, so my name is Brooke Sayles. I have a cold and I cover everything from faith, fashion, lifestyle, and marriage. So if you love those things, then you will love this channel. So I'm going to be showing you guys how I did my Flexirodset that you guys have been seeing on Instagram and TikTok and like in all of my little reels that I've been posting this week. I've had this Flexirodset for 10 days. And if I'm being honest, I was gonna keep it going for longer. I was just gonna put it into a puff because it still looked really good. It was just kind of a little bit dry, but I wanted to film this video for you guys. I'm also gonna be giving you guys like a hair day of just basically what's been going on with my hair this entire year, my struggles with hair dysmorphia, and just like my hair updates. So if you guys want to kind of see that, then stay tuned. Okay, so what did I do to prep my hair? So far I've already shampooed and conditioned my hair. I deep conditioned it for an hour under the hooded dryer, and now I'm getting ready to get into the styling process. I also wanted to note that I do not blow dry my hair for this style. I have in the past, and it does turn out really, really nice. But this past Flexirodset that I've done, I didn't even need to blow dry my hair. I started out on wet hair, and we love that for us because I don't want to get heat damage, okay? You will need a cream leave-in conditioner. You can also use a liquid leave-in conditioner. Those are a little bit not moisturizing for me. Yeah, my hair be dry by like the next day, so I don't use those unless like I'm getting my hair braided in knotless braids and they're like, don't put any product in your hair, then I'll do that. But I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna stick beside her.
That's mine. And
that's what you're gonna settle for.
I'm gonna stick beside him.
Also, I want to mention for this style, do not use heavy products, okay? This next product that I'm going to show you guys that I use is mousse. I use the Camille Rose, let's see if it'll focus, the Camille Rose Spiked Honey Mousse. This is a game changer. I used to do my Flexirodsets with gels, with butters, all that stuff, which they can work, but the risk is a lot higher for flaking. You over here with rollers in your head for 4 days. Like, I am not the person who likes to marinate for 4 days until I feel cute again. No shade to anyone who does. I just feel like for me and my natural hair, as for me and my house, we gonna serve the Lord. No, as for me and my house and my hair, I like to have styles that don't take that long to do. Like, I'm okay with a night, like going to sleep and waking up, but 3-4 days, like I can't be walking around like that. Of course, you will need Flexirodset. So I use the purple and orange, but depending on your thickness, the desired curl pattern, and your length, you know, you can use bigger rollers if your hair is like waist length. Use smaller ones, you know, depending on if your hair is shorter. So for sectioning, I will just be splitting my hair into 5 sections, 4 quadrants, and then 1 bang. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that really quick, and then we can get into the technique. So the key for this style to look very voluminous, from videos that I've watched and just from what I've noticed, is people tend to part a little bit further back because you're gonna want that hair in the back to come forward, and you also don't wanna make super clean parts. The only super clean part I have is my bang right here. I'm gonna show you a few of these, and then we can get into our hair update. I'm gonna take about this much for each section. This conditioner, it kind of multiplies like once it's in water. It's very interesting. But yeah, I'm just gonna kind of do this to all 5 sections, and then I will be coming back to you guys to show you guys the next step. Okay guys, so I have officially detangled all the sections, put the leave-in conditioner in, and so now we're going to be moving into the styling portion of this video. To style, you will need a brush. Let me get all the hair out of mine. You will need like a detangling brush, one that can like smooth the hair. Like a Denman brush is really good for that, but I'm just going to be using my good old Easy Detangler. I don't really know what this is called. It's this brush right here. You don't want to work in too small sections because you're just going to make yourself work harder, not smarter. Now, you don't want to do too big because then they're not going to dry. But I have found with this style, like if I do like super small sections, like for one, it's going to hurt when I sleep at night. And for two, don't nobody got time for that. So I'm grabbing sections about this big. Depending on your hair density, do smaller. I think I have normal density hair. And I'm gonna take 2 pumps of the the Camille Rose. The Camille Rose mousse. And honestly, that might be a little bit too much. But luckily with mousse, like it's not gonna flake. And with mousse also, like because it's so airy and light, like I could go sit under the dryer for like an hour and then go to bed and it'll be fine in the morning, or I don't even have to sit under the dryer at all. So basically all I'm gonna do is put it right down the middle and I'm going to twist the root. This is gonna help the root lay down flat, keep it stretched more. And then I'm gonna twist probably like 2 inches of the root. And then I'm going to take my smoothing brush, get the hair nice and smoothed out. And then I'm gonna go in with my orange perm rod. So I use the smaller ones in the back and then the bigger ones in the front, kind of like my curl pattern. Like my curl pattern in the front, in the back is tighter, and then my curl pattern up front is looser. So then I'm just gonna take my ends, and I'm looking in a mirror over here on the side. But the ends, if the ends ain't smoothed out flat on that perm rod, you might as well just go ahead and chalk it up as a loss, because that, my friends, is the literal most important part of the style. Like if the ends are frizzy and stuff and it's on the rod frizzy, it's gonna dry like that. So then I'm going to bring it around like this and I'm just going to spiral it up like that all the way to the root. And when I get to the root, I'm going to pin this going like that. So it's gonna put a little bit of tension on the root, but not too much that you're gonna get a headache, okay? And then I'm just going to bend this bottom part to keep that end from unraveling. And then I'm just gonna do that again. 2 pumps. I think I'm gonna divide this into 2. Now you can probably do like a mousse only flexi rod set, but for me, I find that just mousse only anything, like mousse only wash and goes, like my hair be dry. It be so dry. It feels like Brillo pad by like day 2. So I don't personally do that. If you've done a wash and go and your hair does not feel like Brillo pad by day 2, go ahead and do it. But for me, it just don't do nothing for me. So once again, I'm just gonna take this section, brush it out, split it into 2, and I'm going to twist about a couple inches down. Make sure those ends are nice and detangled. And I'm gonna take my flexi rod once again, and you just want to smooth that. And then you just kind of bring your arm up over like this and spiral it onto the rod like that. But yeah, let's get into these hair updates. So at the beginning of the year, like February, I want to say I went and got a professional trim for the first time since like high school, which I graduated high school in 2014 for those of you who don't know. So I am currently 27 years old, and at that time I was only 26. But basically I went and got a trim, and I was just really excited because I had kept reaching like these growth plateaus in my hair journey, where basically like my hair would get to about bra strap length and then I would have to cut it. And that I was kind of just noticing was due to the fact that I don't think I was trimming everything when I was trimming my hair myself. Like you just can't see every angle of your hair, and You know, I also was trimming my hair like wet, so I wasn't really able to see like all of the split ends that were in my hair. And so I think I was just like keeping them on there. So basically I feel like my hair was like not reaching its full capacity. So when she had straightened it and pulled it out, you guys saw the video, and if you haven't seen the video,
it's invisible because I got hairs all the way up to here, you can't even see it.
yeah, so it feels long, but then when you straighten it out, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, it looks different.
Yeah, please go watch it. But when she pulled it out, it was literally like super thick to like right there, and then like the rest of it was like see-through. It was very see-through, and I was just very disappointed. I was like, dang, like I thought my hair was long. But yeah, I was just very excited for her to straighten my hair, because I was like, oh, like I know my hair is about to it's not gonna look that bad. But when she did, it just looked really, really bad. And so she ended up cutting off a good amount. Like I still had hang time. I still went to, I don't remember, probably I want to say like about here, so about armpit length. And yeah, like it was definitely a noticeable cut. And even my mom had kind of like said like, oh, she cut all your hair off. And I was like, no, she didn't. But like looking back at the footage, like she actually did cut a good amount off. But I did tell her to just cut whatever she needed to, because I don't really like hanging on to bad hair. Like I would rather just have one experience of like, dang, I feel like I don't have no hair, versus like she's leaving on all these like terrible ends and stuff. She didn't get all of the ends off though, because if she did, I would literally have to big chop. And so basically she was basically telling me that for like the next year or whatever, I'm going to be growing my hair out, and I'm not really going to see a lot of length retention. Yeah, so I was kind of just like, okay, well, I'm fine with that. Like I'm definitely cool with, you know, like just taking this year to just grow out my hair. She was basically telling me that I will notice that my hair does not take as long to detangle. It's a lot softer, and just like honestly, like when I went home and like redid my hair myself, like after I like washed out the style she did, like it was definitely true. Like my hair felt like how it did when I big chopped. Like it was just so soft. There was no like tangling. You know, I could deep condition my hair for 3 minutes and it would be cool. It would be good to go for the whole week. Like I didn't have to like do all these like hardcore protein treatments, deep treatments, and all the stuff. Like my hair just was good. Like, and before, like it was taking me like 40 minutes to detangle my whole head. Like it was ridiculous the amount of time like my hair was taking to detangle. And so after that I was like, okay, like I'm cool with this whole trim thing. So if you haven't gotten a trim, I'm gonna say go get one, because you will start to fall in love with your hair again. Like you really will not have them. All my life I had to fight wash and go sessions and detangling sessions. Like you will be good to go. So then we fast forward to May. It was getting close to the time where it was Danzel and I's 2-year anniversary, and basically we were gonna go on a cruise, and I was like learning how to swim at the time. So I wanted to get something where when we went on our cruise, I would be able to do water excursions and stuff like that, because who's trying to be on a vacation and I'm like worried about having to do wash days each day that I'm there. So I was like, okay, like I'm just going to get something easy. So I got knotless braids. I got butt length knotless goddess braids, and I made a video on that. So if you haven't seen that either, go ahead and check that out. But yeah, basically I ended up getting those, and they were super helpful, because we did like snorkeling. We literally did, I don't know if you've seen the show Wipeout, but we kind of did like something like that in Jamaica. Then the Cayman Islands, we did snorkeling. Like I was getting in the pool. I was just having a good time and not really worrying about my natural hair, or like having to like worry about, oh, like my hair is frizzen up, or I need to detangle it and deep condition and do all this stuff. I did wash my hair, but it was in the braid, so I just like put conditioner in it and I was good to go. For the first time, like when I took my hair out of those braids, literally, I felt not that cute. Like, and it was so odd because like, I've always heard people who like typically wear a lot of weave or like a lot of extensions, like that's their primary like thing or whatever. Like I've heard people say like, you know, like they prefer that over their natural hair, and I just couldn't understand it because growing up, my mom, like she did not let us get all that stuff. Like the first time I got like braids with extensions was I was a senior and I got Senegalese twists and stuff. So that was like my first time like ever getting extensions and stuff. So my whole life, like I pretty much was like in a sense forced to love my hair, and I did love it. Like growing up, I always had, we would get like the silk presses with the hot combs. Like when I'm saying silk press, I mean with the hot combs where they put them in those like kennel things and you don't know how hot the hot comb is getting. Like that's the type of silk presses we was getting back in the day. My hair was really long with that actually. Like my hair was about mid-back length when I graduated high school. So pretty much my whole life I had really long healthy hair. And so I don't know what it was, but taking the braids out and like my hair was not even that short. Like having your hair cut this length is really not even that short. But I think because like my hair before that, like it was actually starting to get kind of long again. Like it was like at or a little bit past bra strap length. And so for us type 4 hair girlies, like, you know, when you cut your hair and, you know, you go and you wet it, that shrinkage is no joke. My hair will shrink, literally would shrink up. It would look like a pixie cut. Like I was doing my wash and goes and, you know, I would get done with the styling and everything, and my hair would literally be, it would look like a pixie cut. And I was just like, dude, like, I feel like I'm back at square one. When I was in college and I did my big chop, I think I was in 10th grade. Like I was a freshman going into my sophomore year of college. And at the time I was in a really toxic relationship. And I remember my ex, he was like basically telling me that, you know, like he said my hair was really pretty, but then he said it's right on the verge of being nappy or considered nappy. And, you know, like those type of like comments, like they don't really go away that easily. And I, you know, I thank the Lord, my Jesus Christ, because I do love my texture, but just like seeing my hair back in that short state, like it took me back there for a quick second. And I had to really like get over that because I started to like think about basically just how I felt in that season of like, I don't know, I just kind of started to think of how I felt in that season, like I wasn't pretty enough because, you know, like I started noticing like he would comment on other girls' hair who had long natural hair, and I was just like, dang, like, you know, I hope my husband doesn't do that. And it wasn't really fair to my husband because we had gotten to a argument about it because I was just really like deep in my emotions, and it was just a really unhealthy place to be at. This was over the summertime, by the way, but yeah, it was just a really unhealthy place to be in because, you know, I was like, babe, do you even like my hair? Like, if I don't stretch it, like, do you think my hair looks pretty, like, in its, like, shrunken state? You know how, like, I show you guys, like, my wash and go, like, shrunken, and then I show you guys my wash and go stretched out and stuff, and I was like, babe, like, would you even, like me if I, like, wore my hair, like, in a shrunken state? And I'll be like, I don't know, it was just, like, a very hard time for me, and so yeah, that's just kind of like where it took me back to. So basically, like, I was doing the wash and goes and stuff, but I felt like because my hair was like so short, like I was like trying to go back to my identity, because my identity is in Christ at the end of the day, and I've reached a point where I'm satisfied with my hair. But at the time, like, I was trying to recreate how my hair was like last year around this time, because last year around this time, like, my hair was getting really long in my wash and goes, and I can put some pictures up, but I was trying to like recreate that look, and I was just like, man, like, I'm not satisfied with my wash and goes. And, you know, I think a lot of people experienced this, but I was like going through just like a lot of like comparison of like, man, like I wish I had like this type of hair. I wish I had like the type 3 hair where even if their hair is cut to here, like it still has like a little bit of hang time and all this stuff. And so I decided to start doing mini twists. And so, because like for all of you guys know, like I think my first video on this channel was mini twists. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just go ahead and do some mini twists. I'm gonna do them really, really small. I used to do them extremely small. And so I was just gonna do that, and you can leave them in longer when they're smaller and stuff. But let me explain this to you guys. So yeah, around this time I had been like going really hard in the gym. And one of my New Year's resolutions for this year was to learn how to do unassisted pull-ups and push-ups. And it wasn't really the push-ups that was doing this for me, but the unassisted pull-ups, like I would do them every time I would go into the gym. And then that coupled with lifting really heavy weights, I started to develop tendinitis because I'm a data manager during the day. So I do clinical research data management during the day, and then if you guys don't know, like editing, it could take a lot of time. Like I started editing the Exodus video that it might go out before this, it might not, but basically just to get like stuff lined up, like the first round of editing was like 4 hours. So you know, like I'm on the computer a lot, I'm using my hands a lot, and I started to get tendinitis. So like all of this was like inflamed, like to the point where I went to the doctor, and you know, he was like, maybe it's arthritis and all this stuff, and I was like, no, like I don't think it's arthritis. And it was just crazy because he immediately like just gave me like medication without like x-rays or anything. Like it was just kind of crazy. I did take them for 2 weeks like he recommended, but I was like, I'm not gonna stay on these. I'm gonna see what else could be the issue with this. And so what I did is I started taking the medication, and also I know my mind is like all over the place right now, so kind of just bear with me, but it was so inflamed to the point where I was driving and it hurt to hold the steering wheel. Like I don't know how you hold the steering wheel, but you know, it hurt for me to like hold the steering wheel and drive places. Like I was so happy when, you know, it was places that me and Danzel were both going to so he could drive, because it hurt. Like, oh my gosh, like my hands hurt so bad. So the first thing I did was I stopped with the scrolling, and if I had to scroll, he told me this at least. He said use your index fingers or your pointer fingers instead. So I started doing that. And then I stopped doing the pull-ups because I was doing them OD. Like every time I went to the gym, I had to bust out my little pull-ups and stuff. I literally haven't had pain since. But I say all that to say that basically I went to go do my mini twist. I blew my hair out, and I literally took I think it was almost an hour to literally do like 4 mini twists in the back of my head. And I remember my husband, he was getting out of the shower, and I was just like, babe, like I don't think I can do my mini twist anymore. So I called up the salon. I found this natural hair salon, and I went to them, but unfortunately I already blew my hair out. So they had to rewash my hair, blow it out again. Yeah, so I had heat put in my hair back to back. So basically what ended up happening with that, my hair was fine at first, and then I left those in for a month, took them out, and then I did it, I think 2 more months in a row. So I had my hair blow dried 4 times in a total of 2 months. So by the time I was bored with mini twists, basically I noticed that the back of my hair it's still curled up, but it was giving heat damaged. And so I had to cut my hair again, and I was just like fed up. So then I just started doing the wash and goes again, and just like speaking to myself and telling myself like I'm beautiful, my wash and goes are beautiful, like if I don't stretch it, like I look good. Like my husband, he was affirming me, you know, I was praying about it and different things, and I started to feel a lot more confident in it, but I was still like, dang, like I had to cut my hair off again. Now we are where we are, where I decided to try out a flexirodset last week. I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna like try different styles. And like I also realized that, hey, like when you're going through like this like identity crisis, or like you're struggling with your natural hair, like don't make any drastic changes, you know, like experiment with different things, like whatever you're comfortable with. For me, I was like, you know, I didn't want to put any like extensions in my hair because I was like, that's gonna kind of defeat the purpose of me trying to embrace my hair in the state that it's in. You know, if I do decide I want some braids in a few months, like I might do that, but for now, like I'm just really trying to experiment with my natural hair, do different styles, have fun with it, and just realize that this is only a season. By February of next year, like this will all be, you know, just kind of part of the process. And I see a lot of different hair people, like people on the internet who go through similar things. So I just want you guys to know, like, you're not alone. And that's kind of why I wanted to give a hair update. Hey guys, so I was coming in here real quick because I was just like watching all the clips back and everything, and I feel like I didn't communicate this properly, but basically what I was trying to say is that I feel like I was equating length with my state of beauty, or me having shorter hair meant that I was less beautiful, because in the past I was always identified as the dark-skinned Black woman who had long, pretty hair. And so when I cut it off, the Lord basically revealed to me that that was still something that was deeply rooted in me, is that, hey, like you put a lot of your identity in your hair, and hair is an extension of who you are. It's your crown, it's your glory, and it does, you know, emphasize, hair does have like a huge emphasis on like your physical appearance and stuff. Like if you're, you know, depending on how your hair is, it gives you a whole different look. But God wants to break down those lies that you have about your identity, and you know, one of those being, hey, like I'm beautiful regardless of if my hair shrinks up to here or if I stretch it out to here. Like it's beautiful both ways. And I'm just here to let you guys know that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. Like you won't always feel like this. You won't always feel like I'm not beautiful because my hair is type 4. Like you will get to a place where you really enjoy your natural hair in all its different sizes and shapes. And it's a journey, you know. Sometimes you might be up here and sometimes you might be down here, and then you might be back here, and then you're right here, you know. I've been natural my whole life. I've been a curly natural for the past, since 2014, so 9 years. It's around the same time I got saved. It's around the same time I started wearing my hair natural, like curly natural. And so, you know, like I had periods where I was just loving it, like loving the shrinkage, loving all the different things. And then I would cut my hair off and realize, dang, like I don't love myself. You know what I'm saying? So it's a journey, and you know, who knows, when I have kids, I might change and feel differently. I might want to do something different with my hair. So that was all I came on here to say. I didn't really feel like I connected that piece too good, and I wanted to leave. I always try to leave my videos with a positive note. Like I don't want to just get on here and just complain about the world and then be like, all right, peace. Like that's not me. But yeah, alrighty, about to go get under the dryer. Do you want to say hey to the people since you haven't seen them in a while?
Hey, all of Brooke's.
You gotta get a little lower.
I was looking at that one. Hey, all of Brooke's YouTube followers. How's it going? I'm just saying hey, I guess. I'm about to go to Target, get some stuff.
When was the last time you were in a video? Was it?
I think it was part 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Well.
If you want me back, say something. If not, then I'm out.
All right. Love you.
Love you too.
So I didn't really sleep that good last night with these rollers on. I'm gonna be completely honest. Ooh, that looks really good. Yeah, I didn't really sleep that good. I don't know what happened, but I think it's also because I'm sick. So basically all you do is you kind of separate it where it wants to separate, and then you kind of just twirl it on itself. So find where it's curling at and you kind of support that curl that's already there. Like don't twirl it the opposite way, if that makes sense. now that you are giving deaconess of First Baptist Church in Louisiana, you are going to grab a blow dryer with a concentrated nozzle. So all you're gonna need to do is just put your hair into some ponytails and put it on medium to high heat. Okay, so these are the finished results after I stretched it. One final step that I do is I go in with some hairspray. So I use the AG Hair Care Ultra Dynamics Extra Firm Finishing Spray. I don't put this on every day, but if I know it's gonna be really humid or different things like that, like I will definitely go in with some of this, and it's just going to lock in the style. Without you feeling like you have to like redo your hair or something. So if you are a natural and you've done flexirodsets but you feel like you step outside and they just like frizz up, like definitely give this a try. It does give it like a nice little hold, like a little bit of a cast to it. So yeah, definitely try it out. Okay guys, so these are the finished results after I stretched it and put in the hairspray. Please keep in mind that I do band my hair overnight, kind of like I showed you guys in my wash and go video. So as the days go on, it does get bigger. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know what you guys want to see next. And until next time, bye guys.